So good afternoon again, and sorry for some inconveniences caused by some technical problems. Now we're ready to start. So my name is Galina Sharonova, and I'm a senior methodologist here at ANARA. And our seminar today is dedicated to some brilliant solutions for summer programs. Yeah, you see that March has just started, and that means that many schools are now getting ready for their summer camps, summer programs, and so on. And today we will share some ideas, some solutions with you, what you can do with your students, what great themes you may suggest. So, and I'm very happy to introduce our guest speaker today. So this is Michelle. Michelle is an ELT consultant at Delta Publishing. Michelle is a very experienced teacher and teacher trainer, so she definitely knows what we all deal with every day. So, and Michelle will tell us about a very interesting course and share some great ideas and great solutions. So, Michelle, over to you.
Sorry. Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you, Galina, for that lovely introduction. Thank you, everybody. I'm calling in from Germany and apologize for the delay. There was some connection problems, but it's lovely to see you all here, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and listen to my talk. I would like to make it interactive as well, so get feedback from you all, and so welcome. So as Galina said, I'm going to talk about Dive In, which is a project-based short course for teenagers, and how to make a splash this summer with Dive In. And I think we're all looking forward to the summer and the spring. It's been a hard year with lockdown, and I'd be interested to find out how you're teaching at the moment and how you're doing. So we'll go straight onto that. By all means, I have the chat open. If you have any questions, I can answer them straight away, or I have some time at the end for Q&A. So let's find out how you're all doing. If you could write in the chat how you're feeling from a mood standpoint, whether you're feeling really tired and low on energy, that would be red, or green, you're supercharged and ready to carry on with the rest of the afternoon. It's 10 o'clock here in Germany, so I'm sort of yellow at the moment. I haven't had my second coffee. So how are you doing? Green, oh, that's good. And also, if you'd let me know your current teaching environment. Are you still teaching online? Are you teaching in the classroom, or are you doing a mix of both? Here in Germany, the schools have not gone back, and there are no plans to go back until after Easter. And I'd be really interested to see what it's like with you. I'm sure it'd be different from area to area. Teaching in both ways, that seems to be, yes, that's happening in many countries as well, or just online. For many students who are taking their exams, it's obviously important for them to come in and maybe come in for practice for exams, but yes, mainly online. Good. Okay, so few yellows, no reds, so that's good. Feel free to participate in the chat. Love to hear how you're doing. And Natalia's green, that's great. So welcome. So what am I going to talk about today? First of all, I'm going to introduce you to Delta for those of you who don't know Delta, and then look at how teens can benefit from a short stay summer course, and then dive in, and then look at the importance of 21st century skills for teenagers, and look at some examples from the course and some ideas that, as Galina said, some ideas that you can take away straight away, but also how the course is structured and the components of the diving course. And as I said before, Q&A at the end, or feel free to ask as I'm talking. So I don't know how many of you know Delta, but just a brief introduction. In 2017, Delta was published by Klett Publishing, well-known German publisher, and they are really recognized worldwide for German as a foreign language materials, and with Delta now ELT. So at Delta, we are concentrating and focused on combining great authors and editors. All our authors and editors are experienced teachers and teacher trainers, together with our experience in writing award-winning teacher development materials to provide teaching at its best. And now I have all these materials available in order to provide course books, which is what we're going to talk about here. So I'm going to focus on diving at the moment, so that's why it's in red. So a question to you all. I don't know how many of you teach summer school, and how likely it is that you'll be doing a face-to-face summer school in Russia this year. So I'd quite like to know, are you teaching summer school? Have you taught summer school? So yes, Y or N. And any ideas of why you think students attend summer schools? What if you do attend, do teach, what are the reasons that students give to you for being there? Or why do parents send their teenagers to summer schools? I'd like to hear what you have to say. I have a few ideas and experiences that I've made teaching during the summer months. Okay, I'll just wait for the chat. I'll show you what I thought about. It sounds very sort of high level, but I think self-discovery. I know as a child myself, I went to summer schools, and being in a different environment with many different types of people gives teenagers a chance to really discover who they are as individuals. Definitely that's one aspect. This idea of unconstrained creativity. There's no pressure of grades, or maybe there is in Russia. I'm not sure whether they have to pass certain grades during summer school. But in many summer schools, it's the idea that they have the freedom to be more creative. They can form new friendships and can gain intellectually because they meet others who like the same things and share new things, possibly new learning environment. So no two teenagers are the same. Some excel in school, others blossom more in a non-traditional course setting like a summer school. And obviously independence, which comes together with self-discovery. Time away from parents allows teenagers to learn how to make decisions, solve problems on their own, and build confidence, and they feel empowered. And of course, yes, I have a comment here, they tend to have language practice. Yes, of course, that's the main focus, but there are so many other benefits. These are more sort of the soft skills and the benefits they can have by coming to a summer school, and on top, of course, improving their English. Super. Good. So a dive-in is a project-based course. There are 4 books which we call modules, and they're designed specifically for short stay holiday courses. And you can see the titles here: Out and About, Home and Away, Let's Get Together, Me and My World. I'll go into more details about what's behind each of those titles in a minute. Perfect for A2, B1 teenagers. A mix of motivating and innovative activities. And all modules can be used independently and in any order. And the focus is on topic-based project work and on 21st century learning. So I just wanted to show you this quote. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Any of you got any ideas who might have said that? Really sort of enhancing the importance of creativity and imagination and 21st century skills. No one? I'll wait a little bit longer. I'll give you a clue. He was born in the country I'm in at the moment. Okay. Okay, it was Albert Einstein. I think the other thing we need to look at is 21st century skills for teenagers and younger learners, and what they're going to need in the job market. This is a chart or a infographic from the Future of Jobs report from the World Economic Forum that clearly shows in 2015 what the importance was of skills that were needed for the workplace. So, and we can see that critical thinking and creativity were number 4 and number 10. If you compare that with 2020, we have now critical thinking and creativity at number 2 and 3. And this idea of emotional intelligence at 6, which is this idea of being able to understand others, understand oneself, and deal with the social concepts within a company. So it's even more important for us teachers to give teenagers the skills that they need in the workplace and start doing that in a teaching environment. So I know you all know what the 21st century skills are. I just wanted to look. So communication is what we do in the ELT classroom. It's a given. Relevant, real life language, teaching and fluency through free practice and feedback through to peers and to the teacher, and building confidence in the language. We've got collaboration, which is again what we do in the language classroom, getting students to work in pairs and in groups, to work on a project, to work on a common goal. Critical thinking, so looking at problems from all angles and learning to find solutions, practicing analytical skills, learning to problem solve, and this is used together with creative thinking and creativity, so letting ideas flow naturally, being engaged and motivated to find either a solution or to do something a little bit differently and come up with something new. And then cultural awareness, embracing cultural diversity and getting a better understanding of other cultures and discovering common ground with people locally, nationally or internationally. And recognize stereotypes and when possible trying to avoid them along with prejudices. And we're all living in a global world now, so that's really important that students start learning that early so they know what they're faced with when they go into the work environment. Okay. And so communication. So as I said before, it's what we do in the ELT classroom. Here we have, I've taken out some parts of the Dive In book, mainly from the purple edition. And I'll go into that in a minute, what's in the purple edition, but you can see here this idea of giving students a possibility of giving them something relevant, real life, agreeing or disagreeing, speculating and listening and checking on what they need to do. And this particular activity is shopping. And how to compare and react. This is part of the same activity, and learning to understand how to react to a comment and how to compare when you're out shopping. And then you'll see as we go on in the dive in, there's always extended exercises which ask for critical thinking and a bit of creativity, in this case of shops, and think about price and ethics. Okay, collaboration. As part of a summer course, there's a strong possibility that there could be outings and excursions. And so this idea of planning a trip, what's better, what to take, either for a real excursion during summer school or something when they get back home. And also looking at what they've done at home, compare information about what they've done. Do they have good memories, bad memories of school trips, holiday trips, and any advice? So collaborating together to come up with ideas, and giving obviously their individualization and individual personal experiences. And as far as collaboration is concerned, the whole of the modules, every module has a project, and this is showing how the stage 1 getting started. So learning to work together, giving teenagers a structure to follow, to work together for a common goal at the end of the summer course, the end of the week, the end of the course book. Creativity, letting ideas flow naturally. This is also the idea of following on from a trip, filming during the summer course, or giving a presentation, but often in small groups. Maybe they could put together a small promo film in order to promote a place to visit at the school location or at home. You can develop it however way you like, and this idea that they can be as creative as they want to be. And then there's lots of scaffolding in the form of checklists and vocabulary to help them with that, and useful language. And critical thinking, looking at problems from all angles and find solution. In order to do that, they need to be challenged. And this is an exercise from I think the Purple Course Book, the Purple Course Book, about sustainable tourism. So what suggestions could you make about sustainable tourism as a project? Maybe give students the possibility of coming up with a leaflet or a mini project about how to deal with that, and come up with recommendations. And as a teacher, you could decide in which way they would present those, or maybe they write them down, or even do a video on it. So this idea of looking at problems and how creative ways of solving them. And I've mentioned before, there are different stages of the project, and stage 3 is also discussing problems and finding solutions. So checking on day 3 to make sure the project is going well, and I'll look at which projects I'm talking about in each of the modules, but if they're going well, how they can discuss that amongst themselves as a group, and coming up with alternative solutions. And cultural awareness, in one of some of the books, there are some real cultural references of different food in different countries, etc. In this particular one, I chose more about awareness of other people, so being kind. Why is it important to be kind to elderly people, but also the planet and strangers? So teenagers can reflect on that and come up with some useful language. And another exercise from the blue module is this idea of how can we make people welcome in our hometown. So talking about maybe promoting the hometown, or promoting the town in which they're doing their summer school, and how they could make people welcome, or new students joining summer school, with the help of some blogs and some background information. Okay, so to give you a better idea of the modules, Out and About is focusing on exploring the local area around the summer school, finding out about places to visit and interesting activities, and therefore the focus is on places, indoor and outdoor activities, festivals and tourism. And project work is finding out about activities and places and having a great weekend, and coming up with a promotion, maybe a leaflet or a video or a presentation at the end of what the group has been working on. The blue module is Home and Away, focusing on how people live and where they live. And vocabulary is around the topics of home and people's behavior in certain situations, how they behave and whether that's different from country to country, and celebrations, birthday celebrations, how people celebrate personal different things during the year. And project work is developing a guide on how to feel at home and how to best fit into a new environment. So that could also be related to summer school, a project that could be presented at the end of the week and used possibly for new students if they come up with a leaflet on how best to fit in, or how best to enjoy summer school to its full, and what to do. Okay, and then Let's Get Together is real focus on food and local cuisine, looking at what food is available in the area and looking at it in detail. Obviously then vocabulary, food, eating habits, likes and dislikes, and the project work is exploring food, but obviously looking at healthy alternatives and what cultural variety there are, either in the place of the summer school or from the place they have come from or around the world. You can extend this however much you like to include other countries. And the module Me and My World, the purple module, there's a focus on making friends, working together and making a difference. And the vocabulary is on friendship, childhood experiences, excursions, and of course shopping. And the project work is examining friendships and how to make a positive impact. This is on the environment, but it also looks at activities to help, maybe charity work or what one can do in one's own home town when they get back, or possibly in the town where the summer school is, in order to make a positive impact on the local community or the environment. Okay, I just need to quickly wipe my nose, apologies. Super. So I just wanted to show you, this is the table of contents for the purple module, Me and My World, and it's divided into different sections. I'm going to focus on those in more detail, but with all of the courses, if you've used Delta publications before, we have all audio and video animation in the Delta Augmented app. I'll explain how that works in a minute, but it means that the students have the possibility of getting everything they need onto their mobile phone or tablet. And if we look at the in-class activities, the idea of the modules are they cover 5 teaching days, and there's 3 teaching units per day, and 5 steps. So every day there's more progress made on the project in order to ensure project success. Also built in the module is this idea of revision, having a revision section and having a workbook section. So there are language workouts where they can practice structure. In this case, it's the past, comparisons, intention and ambition, and giving advice. And that's all linked to what the students have been doing in the unit that they're working on. And then, as I showed you before, the stages. So this idea of going through each stage every day, making sure they've got started, that they have some time to discuss how it's going, working together, putting it together, and then the final day sharing what they've been working on, so they can present what they have produced during the week. So it's a real example of 21st century skills: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, and cultural awareness. And then out of class, there's the possibility of having individual experience pages and journal pages for reference. And of course, grammar and vocabulary reference in the back. So the idea here is that at the end of the week, the students have this module with all their ideas and their journal inside, and they don't have lots of different pieces of paper. They can go back from their visit, show their parents, show them what they've worked on, and have almost like a journal scrapbook of their visit. And that's the way they could use it if they wish to. And okay, so I just wanted to show you what it looks like on the page. So I've chosen day 4 for the purple module, and you can see it's very clear top what day we're on and what lesson we're on. Every time there's a little symbol for video or audio, then they can be downloaded and listened to via the Augmented app. And you know, the ideas are communicative and creative. We've had a look at these in more focus before.
and that they're individual and personal experiences. And here again, this is the page I showed you before, but just to show you the double page spread in this idea that the vocabulary is very much individualized, but structure is provided. So there's a possibility they have a task, they're giving enough structure and scaffolding to help them, but they also create their own language, their own sentences, and feel confident and build up their fluency that way. And everything is project-based, and that was the sustainable tourism example that I showed before. Another interesting aspect is at the end of the day, there's what we call the day-to-day bridge. So the opportunity of reflection if it's needed. And this is really useful in mixed ability classes. And I can imagine that in summer school, mixed ability classes are the norms as this way of being able to collect everybody together, find out how they've done, and review some things together as a class. And also the project progress is also at the end of the unit, which I've shown you before. So as I say, it's optional, this repetition, but it's there to ensure project success in a mixed ability group. And there's clear structure for linguistic input for the creative work, for the creative project work. And then all these are all the parts of the module that I talked about before, this idea of the integrated revision and workbook, and then the reference grammar and individual vocabulary, and that's presented in a mind map form. And this idea on the right, these journal pages for the out of class activities. What did they experience? What were the objectives? Even a doodle of the day. They're able to just use it as their little reflection journal for any trips that they make during summer school. I'm just going to check. I haven't seen the chat for a while. Okay. If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so just to review, so you have a clear overview, course components are for the student, a module. All modules can be used independently and in any order. And for the teacher, free teacher's notes are available on purchasing the course book, which gives you lots of background information. In the teacher's notes, there are also lots of other goodies as well. There are before you begin, so warm-up exercises, suggestions, teaching and grammar tips for teachers, the answer key, of course, the video and audio transcripts, and this flexible day-to-day bridge explanation of how to deal with that in mixed ability classes and how to adapt it to fit specific time context and the class in general, and this idea of the project support in 5 stages over 5 days, and extending lessons ideas. How could you develop the idea? How could you move on with it? Possibly you could use it maybe for fast finishers as well, but this idea of it's a start, and if the students are really interested in that particular topic, you might want them to go off and expand it, and there are some ideas in there of how to extend that. Okay, I talked before about Delta Augmented, and the idea is that the students have their module, have their book, and they can scan. They download the Delta Augmented app free from the App Store or Google Play. You could do the same with yourself as a teacher. And then you can start picture recognition by scanning the book. And then all the audio and video files are downloaded, and they can either be just listened to or saved for later. So this means that students can listen to them on their phone whilst they're traveling to a trip, or they can re-listen to something, and they're very flexible. There are also within Delta Augmented, there's a Kahoot Quizzes. Several, I think there's about 10 Kahoot quizzes that are built in, and I'll show you those in a moment. And of course, at Delta, we have free resources as a registered teacher. I don't know if Galina wants to put the link in the chat, but If you register on our website, there are resources there that you can download on other topics, not just summer school, but on some of our other publications as well. So let me just show you the Kahoot quizzes. This is just from a browser to show you the quiz 1. And as I said, I counted through about 10 or 11 quizzes per module. This is the quiz 1, so it'll be the first section. And there's a mix of questions. I have, let me see if I can copy this. I don't think I can. I do have, oh yeah, great. Galina, I do have the, I could post the link to this if you want to have a look at it later, but because I'm in screen sharing mode, I can't actually copy it at the moment, but I can pass it on to Galina and Anara, and they can share it with you if you're interested in having a look at the Kahoot quizzes. I don't know if you use Kahoot. I loved using Kahoot. Students enjoy it. And it's all the work is done for you, and there's a possibility of copying, and then you could make your own version if there are questions you wanted to add. So I've just shown a browser version. This is more of a comprehension question, asking if they've understood what Anna mentions in her blog, what does she want to be? And this could be used by the teacher through the browser, or a whiteboard or projector, and the students put their answer in their mobile phones. Alternatively, here's a few screenshots from my mobile phone, which is looking more at grammar, when you were a kid, and then which sentence makes sense from a grammatical standpoint. Luckily, I chose the right one. So when you were a kid, did you build dens? And that was the correct answer. And all of those of you who know Kahoot will know that then the answers are stored. If you have playing competition mode, there's a possibility to see, the students can see how they've done together. They can log on anonymously, and you can have fun that way. There could be prizes, or they could learn. These can also be in the form of flashcards. So this is the quiz version, but all these questions could be also used by the student as flashcards and revision through Kahoot, which they download through the augmented app. Okay, so dive in summary, clear structure, in-class and out-of-class activities for summer school. So a course book and workbook combined, and also this idea of journaling. Reference grammar and individualized vocabulary to help. And there's a goal for joint and creative project work inside. Okay. And then teacher support with teacher's notes. Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat yet. I want to make sure we're on time. Obviously, our exclusive partner in Russia is Onara and Galina, and I think Natalia's on the call at the moment. So if you have any questions about how to get the modules, then they're the right address. And of course, they can, if you have any questions now, you can ask me about the course from a pedagogical standpoint or usage, or if you have questions later, you can get in touch with me via Onara, and I can get back to you and give you support there. So we're here to help you, to support you with your summer school activities. Okay. So I haven't seen anything in the chat yet. Before I finish completely, I just wanted to mention that because we want to support teachers and we want to give you some variety and some ideas and some impulses for teaching, we have a Speaking Globally event. It's a week of online seminars with renowned ELT professionals and great Delta authors of our publications. It's Monday the 22nd to Thursday the 25th of March, so in a couple of weeks' time. Onara might have already posted about this in social media and maybe sent you a mail, but I just wanted to mention it. And it starts, I think I have these times slightly wrong. I think I've calculated slightly wrong. I think it's 7 to 9. I think it's 4 p.m. UK time, so that would be 7 Russian time, Moscow time. So it's in the evening for you. I understand that might be an issue if you've had a hard working day, but not to worry. We do record everything and we put it on our website. So if you're a member of our website, you're able to access the recordings later, which might be a good idea if the time difference doesn't fit. Just to let you know about the speakers, I don't know if any of you know the three speakers on the left. Anybody know who they are? Fairly renowned in ELT. Okay, David Crystal, he's going to be talking about the future of English. Nikki Hockley, who has written our Going Mobile and Teaching Online book, which, but she's going to be looking at online ELT. And JJ Wilson, who is in the US, and he's going to be talking about literature and reading and exploiting texts. And then on the right, the four faces on the right are our authors from Delta. Scott Thornbury is going to be talking about teaching unplugged and unplugged now. It's an extension of a talk he did a couple of years ago, and you know, development since then. And obviously he has a teaching unplugged teacher development book from Delta. Laura Broadbent, who's the bloggers editor, so it's the teen project course, and she's going to be talking about 21st century skills and inclusivity. And Bernardo Morales, I think some of you might have heard him recently. He was presenting to you. He's going to be looking at practice and pass and students and exams and dealing with exam stress. And Kathy Rogers is our editor, our writer for On Point, which is a general English course. So if you're all teaching older students, there would be something there. So young adults and adults, for our adults general English course, and she's going to be looking at teaching online with On Point. So you're more than welcome. We'd love to see you. I will be moderating and my colleague as well, and we're looking forward to an exciting week, and I hope it fits in with your schedules. If not, come on our website. It might take a week or so for us to upload all the recordings, and then you can have a look at them at your leisure when you have time. Super. So just to finish off, the Dive-In series helps teenagers learn English in an engaging and fun way, and fits together with the structure of summer school. The series support teenagers with their natural curiosity and creativity, and gives them some extra help if they need help with that, and supports you teachers in generating a stimulating and nurturing learning environment on a short summer course. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you're able to make a splash in your classroom this summer, or maybe next summer, depending on what the plans are. Please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, I can't see anything yet. I will stop sharing so I can show myself. And hi, Galina.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, so now, yeah, we don't have questions in the chat box, but it doesn't mean that we will not have them at all.
No, good,
Yeah,
good.
So, well, yeah, so first of all, thank you very much for this wonderful presentation, and I guess that teachers will find a lot of interesting ideas, and it's great that there is real support, like, well, great materials and teacher support is very, very important. It's a great combination. Thank you. So, and let me just share some ideas with you. So as I told you at the beginning of our seminar today, we will be talking about, well, getting ready for summer schools. And I would like to introduce some more ideas, some more resources for the teachers. Yes, so I hope you can see my screen. Mm-hmm. Okay, and well, so the resources that we can suggest, which we can offer. So first of all, this is the dive in course, which Michelle has just introduced. With a lot of ready-made ideas and ready-made solutions. Then also, if you have some summer programs for young learners, then have a closer look at the Polka Dot Plays series. There are some ready-made drama activities for young learners. And well, these books are also supposed to be used at short courses. So then, when we have some short summer courses, that means that maybe we want to have some skills refreshment course or maybe grammar refreshment course. And then on this page, you can see, some ideas, some materials which you can use. And Michelle shared some information about the book, and well, as you can see, March is dedicated to such preparations for the summer, and we are offering a 30% discount on materials for such courses, and well, of course, including the books, which I have already shown to you. Also, well, Michelle talked about some events for teachers for this big event at the end of March. And I would like also to announce one more webinar which we are going to run. So it will take place on the 25th of March at 12 o'clock at our regular time. And we will be talking about the ways we can customize our course. Yes, so as you remember, we have already talked pretty much, I would say, about the ways we can customize lessons, materials, and now let's think global. Let's see what we can do when we are planning the whole course, the whole syllabus. So I hope that there will be many interesting ideas and discoveries. And yeah, last but not least, if you have some questions, you can see our email addresses, our telephone. So please feel free to drop us a line, and we are always more than happy to help and support you. So thank you very much again. Many thanks to Michelle. Many thanks to the participants. So enjoy your day, enjoy your teaching, and see you very soon. Goodbye.